Symmes Township monthly trustee meeting. Glad you're here. If you would, let's please start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a short prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear God, please watch over our police and our fire. Please watch over our administration and our public works. Please watch over our residents and our businesses. And please watch over the men and women of our armed services. God bless Symmes Township.
Amen.
Amen.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Bryant?
Here.
Mr. Beck?
Here.
Ms. Lees?
Here.
I move approval of the minutes, I move approval of the agenda.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Now I move approval of the minutes, regular meeting minutes, February 7th, 2023.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye. Fiscal Officers Report.
Our checking account balance as of the first of the month stands at $6,240,264.03. The HRA account balance is $16,940.05. Our meter investment account balance is $8,263,699.80. Revenues to date total $384,408.06. Revenue budgeted $11,951,159.86. Appropriations for 2022, $15,675,715.29. Expenditures to date, $1,651,836.30. Payments made in February, $666,225.34. Some of our major fund balances are general fund, $2,729,026.56. The park levy fund, $408,044.34. The Rossi Park levy, $293,674.51. Police levy, $721,790.94. The fire levy, $483,176.33. Our road levy, $293,770.65. Safety services levy, $3,037,110.39. The ARP fund is $1,222,607.36, and the tax increment financing fund is at $2,932,254.76. Total of all funds, $14,005,259.54. That's all I have.
Thank you, Joe. I move approval of the Fiscal Officers Report.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Thank you. No presentations tonight and no public hearings tonight. I move approval of disbursements, warrants number 82524 to 82644, and vouchers 30 to 126 totaling $667,225.34.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
And with that, we move into reports. Law Director?
Thank you. Just one quick item, wanted the board to be aware that the court action to get ownership of that Camp Dennison property, it's been filed, and it's in the process now of the court sending out the service letters. And we will wait. We know that some of them are going to come back, undeliverable, and we'll have to wait for that to happen, and then we can move on with the next step of that. But I did want you to know that it's been filed and it's in process.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you for the update. Anything else, Jeff?
That
to go?
will conclude my report.
Okay. Thank you. Police? Lieutenant?
There you go. I just wanted to give a quick update. We did have a robbery at Frisch's on the 18th. There's not a lot I can go into. I will say it is an ongoing investigation. They had two suspects identified quickly, but they were ruled out. So they're optimistic that they will be able to identify a suspect. It may just be a little bit.
Okay.
Any questions on that?
The situation with Taco Bell, or by Taco Bell, can you speak to that too?
Yeah, so that was on the 27th at shortly before 10. Two Taco Bell employees reported hearing gunshots in the back of the lot. We had 3 officers there pretty quickly, one within a minute. They didn't observe anyone in the area, but they were later able to confirm from some other residents back there that other people had heard the same thing. So they were confident that there were shots. They were not able to find any casings. There were no victims. They searched the area or checked the area that night and into the next day for any signs of shots that had been fired, and they couldn't find any.
But there was no injuries or anything?
No. And they notified local hospitals that night, to be on the lookout if anyone came in, and we're confident that the report was valid. We just don't have anything at this point.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Oh, sorry.
Fire? Captain?
Good evening, Board. You have our submitted report. It's in your packet there. There's 2 documents in front of you I'd like to just review with you. So LSFD is committed to continuous improvement. One of the ways we achieve this is through our voluntary accreditation process through the Center for Public Safety Excellence and the Commission on Fire Accreditation International. As part of that accreditation process, we've completed those 2 documents that are in front of you, and that helps us focus on our improvement. The first one is the smaller one. It's the 5-year strategic plan. And for the strategic plan, we collected information from customers and external stakeholders. We conducted an internal SWOT analysis. So we looked at our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and challenges. We developed organizational goals and objectives for the next 5 years. And then the second document, the larger one there, is our standards of cover and risk analysis. So we conducted an in-depth community risk assessment. Through that community risk assessment, there's a lot of graphs in there. What that's looking at is it's factoring in historical data along with known factors that we have, and it looks at the probability of occurrence from historical data, the consequence that incidents would have to the community, and also the impact on the organization on our resources. And from there, we then developed the standards of response coverage that ensure that we meet our effective response force for various types of incidents. And our effective response force is the amount of people that we require to respond to a scene to mitigate any type of incident that is. So if it's a structure fire, it has a specific amount of people that are supposed to be there for each task that we need to accomplish. So all of that's identified in that document. It'll take some time to look through that. And then as far as the accreditation goes, we are up for accreditation this year, our 5-year accreditation. So we've submitted all of our documents electronically to them. We have been assigned a peer assessment team, and they will then come to our location to do an on-site visit that's scheduled for May 7th through the 11th. Tentatively, we just have to confirm from them, but that's the dates that we're going to go with there. So that's all I have on that, and then just an update on the safety camp, which is going to be, go
I
ahead.
had a question.
Yes.
We did the ICAS review years for ISO 1.
Yes.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a different accreditation. What
That's
is
correct.
that?
That's correct. So we just did last year we did the CAS accreditation,
Okay.
which is the ambulance accreditation. That's an every 3-year thing that looks at our medical services that we give. This looks at us as a whole, primarily towards the fire side of it, but it looks at everything. It's a pretty in-depth thing, and it's every 5 years. ISO is a different organization that looks at us, but it also helps us. They kind of go hand in hand.
Okay.
So, that's good. And then the safety camp thing, we have, it's June 12th to the 16th, and we have 72 kids already signed up. So we opened registration a little bit earlier this year, and we have 72 spots filled. So we're confident that we're going to fill that up to the 120.
You can do 120 in one session?
So it's a week long, and we'll do a morning session and an afternoon session, and
Okay.
each session will have 60.
So you'll have 2 different groups then?
Correct.
Got it.
And that's they're at the safety center?
Going to be at the safety center. We're hoping to incorporate the park, but the safety center helps us with the weather in case there's an issue with weather. So
We should have our new place set up and
yeah, that's what we're hoping for. So, is there any other questions that I can answer for you? All right, that's all that I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Fire Chief Bruce Hawk. And if Deputy Fire Chief Hawk has a pleasant voice, then you'll get to hear him on May 26th at 7 p.m., where he is our featured speaker at this year's Symmes Township Honors Veterans. Deputy Fire Chief Hawk is a veteran of the Navy, and look forward to his speech. So, thank you. And by the way, that's open to the public and free, so at Home of the Brave Park.
And it's a good way to start your Memorial Day weekend.
Right,
Yes.
right. Good, thank you. Kim, do we have anything for Public Works?
Not this time.
Okay. Any committees? No? Other? We have Finance Committee meeting minutes, February 22nd, 2023. Are those on the website?
They should be.
Okay, good, good. Anything else under other? No? All right. At this point in the meeting, we will pivot to hearing from residents. Anyone is welcome to come to the podium. Just state your name, your address, and whatever's on your mind, whatever you'd like to talk about. All are welcome. Thank you.
Hello, it's wonderful to be here again. I'm Elizabeth Sullivan. I'm the branch manager at the Symmes Township Branch Library. So it's lovely to be here. I am bringing with me today a save the date notice. We are officially having our community engagement session for our facilities master plan project, which is going to hopefully be breaking ground sometime next year. So the community engagement session will take place Tuesday, April 4th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. We'd love to have you, any of you, and of course any of you as well, attend. We're going to be going over everything that we heard from the community in 2019 when we did our initial listening session. We're going to kind of reintroduce the scope of the project, complete with the parking lot, focus on children's and families, expansion in that area, and kind of just remind them everything that we heard. We're also going to open the floor and do some engagement around the project priorities and what might have changed since we're going to be in a post-pandemic kind of situation now when we did our initial findings in 2019. So we'd love to have you. I'm also excited to announce that we're going to be taking a part in the Easter egg hunt this year. So very excited to be a part of that. We're hoping to be out in the community and do more this year. So excited to start 2023 off with that. I would also love to invite you guys to come anytime this month or next month and see the art exhibit that we have up above our service desk in the branch. The community and staff together photoed 1,000 paper cranes and to kind of give a blessing to the branch and to our facilities project.
Wow.
In line with the Japanese story about the 1,000 paper cranes. So they are all on exhibit above the desk for the rest of this month and next month. So we'd love to have you and show you around. Is there anything I can answer?
We're decided to partner with you. We think it's a great partnership.
Yes, we're very excited too. We're looking forward to it.
And we are, of course, very proud that we have the most used branch of the Greater Cincinnati Library here in Symmes Township.
We certainly do. More checkouts than our main library.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, want to keep that going.
Absolutely.
Very proud of that.
Absolutely.
So Elizabeth, just
Yeah.
to repeat, so that, did you say it was master plan? The master plan review?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
master plan review, Tuesday, April 4th,
Correct.
6:30 PM to 8 PM
Correct.
at the library.
Yep, and we are inviting the community to come and kind of help refine our priorities for that project.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great, that's exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming. Anybody
Anyone
else? Okay, thank you. And the next item, correspondence. The correspondence list will be attached to the meeting minutes. Moving into upcoming events and meetings, starting with our annual Symmes Easter egg hunt, Saturday, April 1st at 11:30 a.m. at the Home of the Brave Park. Did you want to say anything about that, Jody, that event?
Oh, it's just a very...
Put you on the spot.
oh, thank you. It's just one of our favorite events in Symmes Township. Everybody is welcome. We do a lot of fun things. We do, in some of our Easter eggs, we have what's called bunny money, and they go to a general store and they can purchase little fun stuff out of the bunny money. And it's always a well-attended event, and it's lots of fun, and we hope you come out and enjoy the bunnies.
And there are different fields for different age groups,
Right.
correct? Yes. Good. All right. Thank you. The Board of Zoning Appeals meeting will be held Monday, April 3rd at 7 PM here at the Administration Building. The next regular trustees meeting will be Tuesday, April 11th, 7 PM here in the Administration Building. And story time in the park is Friday, April 21st, 10 a.m. at the Mead Historic Preserve Park.
And that's with our library.
Yes.
And I just want to mention, at Mead Historic Preserve, we do have a story walk where every month we put a new book in. And this month's book is actually written by a resident, Gary Frank. He wrote a book called Cincy Freedom, and it was about a cow that was on the way to a stockyard, and the cow got out and was loose in, was it Eden Park for about
11 days.
11 days. Yeah. So
true
please
event.
go out and read it.
I actually remember that.
Yes.
Yeah.
My mind said short.
Good, thank you. No old business, so we move right into new business. The first item is discussion concerning the bicentennial logo option. So next year, 2024, will be our 200th celebration for Symmes Township. Very exciting. Not many jurisdictions can boast of that this early on. So we're very proud of that. And Kim, do you want to talk about the logos?
So I put in your packet, and then I also made copies for you guys to look at. So if you could let me know if any of those come close to what you like, if you don't like them, if you want to see something completely different. We weren't really sure if you wanted to go with something historical, or if you wanted to go with something modern, or if you wanted to go, if you wanted to keep certain elements of our, you know, our logo that we have now versus
Right.
what it may be. So it's kind of a little bit of everything in those, but I just need to know where, you know, where do you want us to go? Like, what direction should I give the graphic designer?
Okay, very good. Appreciate that. And also, just to pause on this topic, this will be in the spring newsletter, but we're putting out a wide net to anyone from Symmes Township interested in participating in helping us plan activities for next year. They're not defined yet. We just know we'd like to do some special things, so we'd love the community's input with that. So just pass that out there. Make a motion to advertise for the paving program 2023.
Second?
Discussion. Kim, do you want to?
So in your packet, there's a legal ad for our paving. Right now, we're proposing to pave all the roads in Montgomery Trace subdivision in the Harold Hoke subdivision, which is the subdivision right down the street here, which is Thistle Hill and Zimbola, and then a couple other streets, I think Antietam, Shenandoah, and then the other cul-de-sac that's,
Appomattox.
yeah. And then our trail at Seven Gables will be included in that too.
Good. Good. And for the public's benefit, our Public Works Director, Bill Pittman, the goal is, we have slightly in excess of 40 miles of township roads total. And so our goal is to try and redo those roads, not all of them at the same time, but on a 17-year cycle. Sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, depending on how the roads are, the wear and tear of the asphalt. But generally speaking, that's the goal. So this is hitting our segment of roads for 2023. Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Thank you. I move motion to set the public hearing date to review major revision to an existing EE planned resident district and zone change application received to change the zoning from A residence to EE planned residence with subservient retail for the lots located at 8322 East Kemper Road and 11540 Snyder Road for April 11th, 2023 at 7:05 PM.
Second.
Discussion. So this would be essentially in parallel with our regular trustee meeting for next month. We would open that meeting and then we would then go into this public hearing.
Great.
And then adjourn from that public hearing, go back into our regular meeting.
So what we have on the table right now is just a motion to set the time and date.
Right.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, so it can be advertised. Mhm. Any questions? Okay. Roll call, please.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye. Move motion to appoint 2 representatives to the Hamilton County Tax Incentive Review Council, the TIRC. Second? Okay, discussion.
Who are
So
the-
I'm one, right?
It's usually you and Joe, so I didn't know if you
Okay.
guys wanted to keep the same members or appoint somebody different.
Do you want it?
I'm happy to continue, but if someone else would like to enjoy the fun, they're more than welcome.
I think experience goes a long way.
So we have, this used to be, well, it's going to get busier. This primarily focuses on our CRAs, community reinvestment areas. We've had as many as, I don't know, half a dozen at one time, I think, in the past.
5 or 6, yeah.
And we're down to 1, correct? We have 1 active CRA. However, we have a couple on the horizon, so.
Yep. One we
Yeah.
just approved at the last meeting, which needs to go through the process of the county level. And then we will have another one at our next meeting.
Got it. Good. Okay.
But the law has changed, right? It's not going to go, for next meeting, it's not going through Hamilton County. We can,
Yeah, it'll still go through Hamilton County because it's an existing district.
oh. Okay.
Yeah.
And technically, the law did change, but it doesn't go into effect until April, yeah,
First or second.
April 1st or 2nd. So anyone that's in the works now would be under the old law anyway.
Okay. Did either of you want to participate, or
No. No.
should we continue?
Yeah, you guys
Okay.
can continue.
So do I need to make a motion for that then? I've already made a motion, but I'm going to amend the motion for the 2 representatives to be Joe Grossi and Phil Beck.
Second.
So we'll vote on the amended motion. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Thank you. I move approval of Resolution G 2023-29, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to sign a contract with the Ohio Township Association Risk Management Authority, OTARMA, to purchase risk insurance in the amount of $64,553.
Second.
Discussion.
I was gonna
We have
say,
a-
if
we have a
anybody has
guest
any questions,
speaker.
Risk, or
Yes. We
Rick,
have a guest speaker.
Rick can answer the question.
Yeah, please come on up to the podium.
I would like to share with the trustees that the renewal this year reflects a fairly significant increase in property values. All insurance, you might hear this for your personal too, is interested in proper insurance to value at the time of loss. Building materials, labor costs have escalated quite a bit. So there is an 18% increase in Symmes Township property values. That totals $3,320,025, and yet the premium did not change. You are eligible for a contribution, a dividend participating with OTARMA. That countered with the grants that are available to the fire department and the MORE grant. The net difference in your premium cost is $67. So, thank you on behalf of OTARMA, thank you on behalf of Resource Clark Theaters Insurance, and any other questions, I'd be glad to address those.
And do you do personal property? Because I just got my insurance bill, and you're right.
Yeah.
Property value has gone up, so, and replacement costs have gone up, so I've seen a healthy increase, or at least healthy requested increase.
OTARMA is the largest township insurer in the state of Ohio. That is an area of concern, so they've increased those property rates across the board while maintaining the same cost. So that's the partnership with the townships.
Okay.
Good.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate the good news. Thank you. Thanks for being here tonight.
Sure.
Okay. We have a motion, a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
All right. Thank you.
See ya.
I move approval of Resolution G 2023-30, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to enter into an agreement with Irvine Wood Recovery to receive yard waste from the residents of Symmes Township in the amount of $8,700.
Second.
Discussion.
I asked him about this. Last year, they didn't charge it, but they said this year they are. Because I thought we always got it for free, but
No, unfortunately
No.
not.
yeah.
I don't remember free.
Last year, they didn't charge us at all. I don't know why.
When we moved from Lawn Systems or whatever to them,
LA.
there was no charge?
Yeah, there was a charge there too.
Okay.
Yeah, LA Supply.
No, I meant when we moved from them to Irvine Wood Recovery.
They charged us the first year, and then
Okay.
last year, they just didn't charge us for whatever reason. I don't
Okay.
know what happened. But I asked for invoices many times, and I never got any, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll call.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye. I move approval of Resolution G 2023-31, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to enter an agreement with River Oak Services LLC for insect control and lawn care maintenance at multiple locations in the amount of $13,950.
Second.
Kim, you want to explain it? I also asked about this one.
Yep.
Yep, so when we had the discussion last time about the reductions in the lawn care fertilization and the insect spraying and the mowing, so what we did is I had Bill go back and get a quote, a revised quote. Normally, we would spray for insects in the trees and the pine trees, so it takes care of the bagworms and the like, and the spiders. So normally, we would do that 3 times a year. This time, this quote only includes 1 time of spraying. And then the lawn fertilization went from 5 times a year down to 3 times a year. So we're gonna try it and see if it works, and so that's why it's a lot less than what we were paying before.
And what are the chemicals that are going?
She said, or Bill said it was something with a D. dormant oil for the pine trees. He says it helps with bugs and insects that damage the pine trees. So I guess it's just an oil that they spray on the tree, so it probably keeps them from latching onto it.
Okay.
So then if we do see onesie-twosie examples of insects, we
Right,
just
then we
hit
can
that
treat it on the
treat it.
spot, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I like that.
Would we do that ourselves, or would we hire this company to do that
Well,
for
we're
us?
hoping that with the, like, when we talk about doing the park, creating that park position,
Mm-hmm.
that person could get their insect license and that person could take care of it.
Got it.
But we
Okay.
could, in theory, until that happens,
Mhm.
hire this company to just do the spot
Yeah.
treatment.
Okay, great. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
I move approval of Resolution G 2023-32, resolution accepting and authorizing the Township Administrator to enter into a grant agreement with the Southwest Ohio Regional Transit Authority, SORTA, to receive transit infrastructure funds for TIF to install sidewalks on Fields Erdel Road.
Second.
Discussion.
So this is a grant that we applied for and received through SORTA's tax increment,
Financing, TIF.
Transit Infrastructure Fund, sorry, I had
Yeah,
a tip
we're-
on the
Oh,
brain.
we're not
The other
tax
tip.
increment.
I know we're going to
Financing.
confuse the TIF versus
Yeah,
TIF.
I did that too.
Yeah.
Transit infrastructure funds.
So basically, this was part of that transit issue that was decided a couple years ago that the voters voted in. And
Right.
so much of that money, I think it's $28 million, is diverted just for capital improvements. So it's to fund things that better transit. So if it's sidewalks, or it's bus stops, or lighting, anything that help the public transportation. So fortunately for us, we happen to be on one of SORTA's routes, one of our many routes that comes to the township. Fields Erdel, there's a stop at Royal Point Drive. So it's very beneficial to SORTA to award us the money so that we can install sidewalks on Fields Erdel from Mesa Montgomery all the way down to Montgomery Road. And then we'll install sidewalks from Fields Erdel on Mesa Montgomery down to Chapel Square, where I believe that we already have sidewalks that go down to our park and ride.
Oh,
That's great.
okay.
Yeah, so this will pay for half of the installation of the sidewalks.
That was a question I was going to ask, but
Yeah.
with the widening of Fields Erdel Road coming, and we're going to have sidewalks on both the north side, which is Warren County, and the south side, which is Hamilton County, this doesn't touch any of that.
No, this
So
is
that's-
a whole different section.
That's totally separate.
Yeah, that project is from Wilkins Boulevard all the way down to Snyder Road.
Okay.
And then sidewalks will go from, on Snyder, from Fields Erdel down to the entrance of Paul Meadows subdivision.
Paul Meadows Drive, yes.
Yeah, so then you'll be able to walk from Paul Meadows, in theory, you know, all the way from Paul Meadows, all the way down to the Red Wing. And then we'll probably have to fill in the gap eventually, once construction's all completed, like from Red Wing to Mesa Montgomery Road.
Okay.
I was waiting for them to get done with the bridge and, you know, before we tackle that
Okay.
part.
Good.
Now, enter into a grant agreement, that means we already have it. It's just signing the agreement.
Right.
Okay.
And does this commit us to that entire scope that you just described? Okay. And
The
has
first
it-
part, the first part of the Fields Erdel one, not the second one.
Right.
Which we already committed to with Warren County.
Right, and then, so then do we hire someone to design that?
Yeah, that's later on in the agenda.
Okay. All right, I made the
Resolution number
connection.
34.
Right. Okay. Yep.
These guys will stay or can they go?
Well, let's go ahead.
Okay.
Any other discussion here? No? Roll call, please.
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
And
You
you're
guys-
welcome to stay, but you don't have to, if you, unless you have something.
Okay.
Oh, we put it at the end on purpose? Yeah, okay, you're a captive audience. All right,
No, sorry, I get it in as order as I receive it.
okay. I tried.
Okay.
Okay, I move approval of Resolution G 2023-33, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to sign a community event license agreement with Nest Community Learning Center for use of Symmes Park and Home the Brave Park for the Nest Kids Ninja Challenge on June 17th, 2023.
Second.
Discussion. We've done this
Yeah.
many
all the
years.
time.
We've done this many times,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a
They
great,
do a nice job.
yes, a great event. Roll call?
Ms. Lees,
Aye.
Mr. Bryant,
Aye.
Mr. Beck.
Aye. I move approval of Resolution G 2023-34, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to sign an agreement with Choice One Engineering for engineering services for the Fields Erdel Road Sidewalk Project in the amount of $103,500.
Second.
Discussion. We already
So
teed
this
this up.
engineering goes with the grant agreement for SORA.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not permitted to use any grant funds to pay for engineering, so we have to pay for these ourselves, and we'll pay for those out of the TIP fund.
Now, this is not the part that the grant applies to. This is the part from Snyder to,
No, this is the Fields
Oh,
Erdel
okay.
part from Mason Montgomery to Montgomery Road,
Okay.
but we just are not permitted to use grant funds to pay for engineering.
Got
So
it.
we have to pay for that out of our TIF.
this is like our contributing portion.
Right, well, not our contributing portion, it's above the contribution.
Okay,
It's in addition to,
okay,
So the grant just pays for the construction.
right, 50% of the construction.
okay.
Okay, any other discussion? No? Roll call?
Mr. Bryant,
Aye.
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Ms. Lees.
Aye.
I move approval of Resolution G 2023-35, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to purchase a gator for the Parks Department from Deere and Company through Koenig Equipment, Inc. in the amount of $22,627.84.
Second.
Discussion.
Is this the one that was wrecked?
Yeah, this
So
is to
a new
replace.
one?
Yeah,
Was that one was totaled?
yes, they total, our insurance company totaled it, and then, this would be to replace that gator.
And so we didn't get insurance money for the,
Yeah.
We did, we got, I think it was $8,700
Okay.
in insurance
Okay.
money for it.
So that was put aside to help pay for this?
Well, it went back into the park fund,
Okay,
yeah,
that's same thing.
yeah.
Okay. Further discussion? Nope. Roll call, please.
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Ms. Lees,
aye.
Mr. Bryant.
Aye.
I move approval of Resolution G 2023-36, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to purchase a Township Medic Unit from Horton Emergency Vehicles Group of Columbus and all the accessories from Motorola, Ram Mount, and Best Buy in the amount of $396,700.13.
Second.
Discussion.
So this was submitted by the fire chief. They want to go ahead and order the ambulance because like the fire truck, it's going to take us about 2 years to get it.
Okay. Can we really buy one for $396,000?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what they quoted.
Okay. This is not like the heavy-duty one that we have then, is it?
Just like all the others that we have.
All the old ones that we had?
They can work, it's just like the one you bought in 17.
Well, I can't remember which one we bought in 17, but we have one big one.
Yep.
Okay,
Four
then-
big ones, one small one.
Okay.
So it
Alright.
will come out of this year's budget?
No,
it'll-
it'll be one of those ones where we have to appropriate it, but we just won't spend any of the funds until it actually comes in. Unless they can do the same thing for the fire truck, like they can invoice us for the Kenworth part itself
Okay.
and then save the rest for later when the Horton box gets put on top of it. I don't know if that's possible, but I just know that they do that with fire trucks. Like once you order the chassis, you can pay for the
Okay.
chassis and then pay the remainder when it comes in.
But we can appropriate the 396,700 this year.
Well, we have to,
Okay,
because
and
you're
num-
approving a resolution, so we have to appropriate the funds, and then what we do is we'll just carry over that purchase order
Okay.
into next year and carry it over it again until the next year,
Okay.
until we pay it out.
So this is a way of saving the money to pay for it?
No, it's just we're required by law to appropriate the money for a purchase. We can't, you guys can't pass a resolution and not appropriate money. You have to appropriate it.
Yeah, I understand that.
Was this budgeted for 2 years from now?
No, I want to say it was budgeted for this year at one time, and then we kind of moved it back when the fire engine thing came up, and then because of the 2-year wait, they wanted to go ahead and get the order in now, so that knowing they're not going to get it for 2 years.
Okay.
And Joe, are you comfortable with this?
Pay for it, Joe?
Yeah, we can. But I think, Ken, to clarify your question, you said that we would be saving it. In essence, it's appropriated and it's earmarked, so it's there but not able to be used for anything else.
Right.
Right. It's
Okay.
encumbered,
So
but you're just,
essentially,
it's
yeah.
not
Yeah,
going
that's-
out the door.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, so we'll pay for it out of part of it out of the TIF and part of it out of the safety services levy. And then I've got the other small part coming out of that 2281 fund that we have, which is the fire and rescue.
Can ARP pay for any of that?
Yes, but we already have it earmarked for something else.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so Joe, you're good with this?
Got it.
All right,
Yes.
good. Okay, further discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye. I move approval of resolution 2023-37. Is that supposed to have a G in front of it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, G, I just said that out of habit.
Sorry.
I'll start over. Move approval of resolution G 2023-37, resolution authorizing the township administrator to enter into an agreement with Choice One Engineering for engineering services for the Seven Gables sidewalk project in the amount of $8,220.
Second.
Jody got it.
Ken, what do I know?
No, Jody got it.
And we already have this set aside in the paving plan.
Yes, so
design
this is to design sidewalks to put in from Seven Gables parking lot all the way down to Gable Glen on our side of the street, and then we'll eventually have to cross the street, so we'll probably need one of those flashing crosswalk things there. And then we can either put sidewalks in from that point down to Mesa Montgomery, or we can have them cross the street and then put it in front of the fire station, in front of the kids, the daycare, and then in front of the park and ride, whichever. But for right now, we'll just do it from Seven Gables to Gable Glen. And this is to meet the national objective for, because we're using community development block grant funds to pave the trail at Seven Gables. So
Okay.
we have to make it as accessible as possible.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification, because for some reason, I was convinced this was for the engineering for the walkways in Seven Gables Park.
No, it's for the sidewalks to get
This is
to
the-
the trail.
This is to meet the requirements to get the grant.
Yeah.
Right, because
It
we have to
does.
make it as accessible as we can.
Okay,
Yeah, got it.
all righty.
Good,
Thank you.
yes. Mm-hmm. All right, good clarification. Any other questions? Roll call?
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
I move approval of resolution G 2023-38, resolution authorizing the purchase of preemption devices and various other equipment from Capital Electric in the amount not to exceed $76,317.
Second.
Discussion.
So this is to purchase preemption devices to go all the way from Lebanon Road, all the way down to Remington.
7, how many?
Yeah, I think it's 7.
Because they're about 10 grand apiece.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we will do is we will split 3 of those with the city of Loveland. So the one at Lebanon, Cottonwood, and Kemper will be split in half, and Loveland's just gonna give us their share. I think it's like
Okay, so we're going to pay
15,000.
for all, and they're going to reimburse us for...
Right.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. I have a question for Mr. Fry, since he's here. When we did the lights last year, we were doing it with a different group, because Deerfield was going partners with us, and they had access to a zone or something else, and we were getting cheaper, right?
Well, they bought almost 70 at one time,
Okay,
so that got us a cheaper rate. But we actually are getting the same rate, just a small increase of this year of the same project.
Okay,
So they were able to pretty much match the rate that we got on Fields Road.
okay, and it doesn't really have anything to do with Hamilton County versus Warren County,
No.
okay,
It was-
regions or something like that?
Deerfield was doing, we're gonna do all their lights at one time,
Mm-hmm,
as we've done, 4 or 5 here.
right,
So we were able to get that discount. But again, Capital Electric honored it for this, the remainder of our project also.
okay, so how much further are we going and,
All we have left is Snyder and Cornell, Snyder and Kemper, and I don't believe Chief Hugh said we have any interest in doing those unless Sycamore Township and Montgomery decide to go.
Right.
with our
Maybe
system?
And then maybe
Yeah.
split them with us,
Yeah.
because we don't travel that way to the hospital,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, I know Montgomery wouldn't go in with us because they were using a different system, right?
Yeah, I don't think they use any system.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't, neither does Sycamore.
okay. Thank you for that explanation.
So we've had this will cover our entire township.
And how are they working? The ones so far?
Great, they work really well.
I
I think Bruce can probably tell you some of the times, but I think it's helped increase our response times pretty tremendous.
I don't want to bog this meeting down, but let me see if I understand or maybe can expand the usage of this. We have an awful lot of ambulance traffic down Montgomery Road from areas to the north of us, Hamilton Township, Mainville, all out that way. Is there any way that they can ride our system to expedite their progress through our township?
Sure, all we would have to do is buy the in-vehicle kit. That is Opticon, which is the brand we use,
Okay.
Mason used Deerfield,
Okay,
Norfolk Goshen.
okay,
So if they bought the in light squad kit, then yeah, it would automatically trigger the lights.
okay. Has anybody spoken to them about that? I mean, Deerfield, that's a long way that they could save time going through.
Yeah, I honestly don't know the answer to that.
Okay, just put it on your
Yeah.
thought process list, and I won't bog the meeting down
I
anymore.
was actually just reading
Good question.
something too, just a thought, but I don't know if it'd help our snow trucks, but a lot of counties
Yes,
use it for their snow trucks, so then they just get the rite of passage, and they're not stopping while they're pushing snow, go down the Montgomery Road,
Okay.
that wouldn't affect our township.
okay, well, let's go a little closer to home. What about our police department?
Yeah, I mean, the police vehicles do have them, mobiles get them.
Do we use them, or can we use them?
I don't know much about the system. I know Coleraine had a system when we were over there, but I don't think you had to have anything in the car.
Okay.
It was activated by the siren. You guys maybe will speak more to that.
Yeah, it's an in-car GPS system, so it reads as you're coming up to the intersection. If you turn on your left turn signal, it'll give you the left passage. If you turn on your right turn signal, the same thing. Otherwise, it's giving you a green light through all intersections.
Okay,
But just to put it in perspective, if we bought one for each of the 9 cars, it's what, $3,000 a piece?
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
well, how
So
much
we-
did it cost for our printers that we just put in?
A lot less.
Okay.
All right, good discussion. Anything else? Roll call, please.
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Ms. Lees,
Aye.
Mr. Bryant.
Aye.
I move approval Resolution G 2023-39, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to sign an agreement for police protection services with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office and the Board of County Commissioners, and dispensing with a second reading.
Second.
Discussion.
Are we in a multi-year contract now that this is just the next increment, or is this a whole new contract?
It's the same contract, just different years, so we do them in
Okay.
three-year
All right.
increments.
So it was semi-scheduled when we
Yes.
signed a contract for 3 or 4 years?
Yeah.
And this
So-
is one of those years?
Right, we usually do it April 1st
Okay.
through March of,
March.
after the 3 years.
Okay, all right.
So, and then most of the time, sometimes it happens that we just don't know what the rate is gonna be. So if you notice for this year,
Yeah.
the rate that was estimated at the end of 2022 and 2023 is higher than what the contract amount actually will be for 23 into 24.
Okay, so it's
And then-
savings.
Yeah, it's a savings.
Okay,
And then they estimated 5% for the next 2 years because they don't know what that new rate will be until they have contract negotiations with their deputies.
got it.
But usually, we've never had a problem it's always been underneath that estimated amount.
Good. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Ms. Lees,
Aye.
Mr. Bryant,
Aye.
Mr. Beck.
Aye. Thank you. I move approval of Resolution G 2023-40, resolution authorizing the acceptance of grass mowing bids and awarding contracts to River Oak Services in the amount of $54,990 and Pro Works in the amount of $60,320.
Second.
Discussion.
So this is the sheet that I gave you guys, and I had scanned the big sheet so that you can see them. See, I have them here tonight. So. We took bids. So the green is everything that was the lowest bid. Did I do that right? Yeah, 2023. So the green was everything that was the lowest bid. Grass Corps does not have any experience with cemeteries, so in the yellow, we are recommending that those be moved to River Oaks, since we have extensive experience with River Oaks and are mowing the cemeteries. And then obviously we would want to keep the Camp Dennison Cannon with that, because they're going to be down there in camp doing, mowing our other cemetery down there in Welchman. And then all of the Pro Works, they ended up getting the lowest bid for a majority of that. Since we wouldn't hire Grass Corps for the cemeteries, there's really no reason to hire them just to do two, like the administration building and the I-275 entrance ramp. So I'm recommending that you just move the entrance ramp at I-275 to Pro Works, and then the township administration building, we can just move over to Tyndall. So the yellow that you see, actually I wouldn't recommend that we hire Tyndall's, that we just, this is what we do administration. So like our township mowing crew would do that. So I would recommend that they do Royal Park, the administration building and the green space, Heartland Meadows, and then Symmes Park, since those are the ones that Tyndall's got the low bid on. But everything else would be River Oaks and then Pro Works. So that'll give us a mix of, we have somebody exactly for the cemeteries because we don't really have the expertise to mow the cemeteries. We keep Pro Works in the, mostly all the other parks. And then we have a section that we would mow. So if you guys want to recommend that we drop any other parks and we move that over to the township, I'm open for suggestions.
So right now, you're consolidating from 4 contracted service vendors to 2.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we would,
And we're doing
Right,
more
some of
mowing
that.
in-house.
Right.
Okay.
So it's not that much. I mean, it's Royal, which is not that big. Heartland Meadows, our building, and then Symmes Park would probably be the largest of all the parks to cut.
Have we looked into putting any prairie lands in?
That Bill, I asked Bill to call the Cincinnati Nature Center to check into that.
Okay.
So I'll ask him, put that on my note.
All right,
Good. Any other questions?
so we're saving money.
Yeah, it was $151,000 last year, and it's down to $115 for this year. So
And
we're saving
then
that
towards the end of the
distance.
season, we're gonna watch the cuts.
Yes, I only put in 26 cuts.
Okay.
So after that, we can just have our township crews mow it.
Okay.
Great. Thank you, Kim. Roll call, roll call, sorry.
Mr. Bryant,
Aye.
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Ms. Lees.
Aye.
Thank you. I move approval of Resolution G 2023-41, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to sign an agreement with Team All Sports to treat Stonebridge Park and the ball fields at Home of the Brave Park in the amount of $14,394.82.
Second.
Discussion.
Quick question, do we use Stonebridge for baseball?
No, we've just used it for soccer only.
Okay.
So there was a question on in our staff meeting the other day is, should we just have those backstops removed at Stonebridge and Hopewell Meadows, since we never use them? And I didn't know what you guys thought about that.
Is there no pickup games or anything like that, amateur sports that people go out and use?
I have never seen
I
anybody
don't
on
think at those two
Stonebridge.
locations, no. Usually people are fighting over space at Home of the Brave.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I can't speak for
I-
Stonebridge, but I would say relative to Hopewell, before we do anything, we should reach out to what's left of the Passive Park Committee. Because
Do they
Pretty-
use it?
they have an opinion,
It was put in.
Oh, okay.
yeah. And all those neighborhoods are very well connected, so.
yeah.
To remove it, or do they have an opinion to
To
keep
ask a
it?
question about either.
Have you
Okay.
seen anybody
Yeah.
play on it? Baseball field?
Well,
That's a
you're
lot.
not supposed to have organized sports, so.
Well, that's
I
why
do
we asked-
see-
That's why I
It's
answered.
That's
just
why I asked the
pickup
question,
games.
should we
Yeah.
just
Pickup
remove
games.
it
Yeah.
since they
Right.
don't want any organized sports at that location?
Yeah, but does that
It's a good
mean
question.
that, like, someone wouldn't have a picnic there and then they
Yeah.
pick up a baseball
That's why I said by
game?
pickup game, not an
Yeah.
organized sport.
I don't know about that one, but I just
I don't know,
know
you
that
guys
there's a
spent more
lot of
time-
soccer games played at Stonebridge.
Yeah.
You probably could fit another field in there, a 7v7 field.
Right.
Why don't you see what your service department recommends? Or do they have a recommendation?
Well, Bill in the past wanted to he talked to me about not having it.
Right, that's what they asked the question is, can't we just remove it if no one ever uses it?
Okay.
What's the point of
Okay,
Yeah, then paying.
trying to maintain the skin part if
Right.
if no one ever uses it?
agreed.
Food for thought, if you guys want to just think about it and let me know.
Yeah, so can you hold off on treating it till we make a decision?
I don't think they're treating the skin there. I think it's just the grass
Okay.
only.
Well,
All right.
When you say skin, what do you mean?
Like
The field
dirt
itself.
field.
Oh,
The dirt,
well,
okay. There is no dirt at Hopewell Meadows.
right.
It's all grown.
Grass.
To grass, so it's
Oh,
just
there-
all
then
mowed.
why?
Yeah, the grass is,
Why
I
do
mean,
we have the backstop?
the infield's gone.
that's why
Because
we
there
had, the
wasn't enough
question came
activity.
up. Should we
Right.
just get rid of it?
Put another pickleball
These are
court in.
nice. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. We should put the pickleball courts.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that we're gonna, by the way, we're gonna do pickleball lessons?
Yeah.
Right? June and
It's all
July.
that.
Yeah.
To come to Chody's point here, we're talking about Team All Sports treating Stonebridge Park. If there's a dirt infield there, is what's
There
being
is a dirt
treated is...
infield.
I don't think it's the
Is
dirt
it-
that we're
is-
treating though. I think
Okay.
the only skin that we're treating is are the skins at Home of the Brave. So it's 3 and 5.
Okay.
And then 6, 7, and 8 are the only skins that we would be treating.
So Stonebridge, you're not treating the
No,
dirt?
it's just the grass.
Got it.
Well, you'd have to do all the grass,
Then
because
Yeah.
there are all those soccer fields.
Then
Yeah.
it would be all grass in the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably all grass now. I don't know. We haven't used it.
No, there's dirt
Is there dirt at
at
that one?
Stonebridge.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're not putting any of the special dirt in that we would put in at Home of the Brave.
No, we haven't.
Okay.
Okay, so we're good with this for this year?
Is that a reduction also?
Yes, it is. It's a reduction from 5 down to 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you good? All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Ms. Lees,
Aye.
Mr. Bryant,
Aye.
I move approval of the following expenditures and authorization for the township administrator to sign any necessary contracts or agreement or paperwork. A, expenditures, $7,554, Stryker, Loveland Symmes Fire Department to purchase a backup power cot for Loveland Symmes Fire Department with a grant match with BWC. What's BWC?
What, Bureau?
Bureau of
of-
Workers' Comp.
Bureau of Workers' Comp, got it, thank you. B, expenditures, $6,985, breathing air systems, Loveland Symmes Fire Department to purchase mobile air compressor trailer, grant match with FEMA. And C, amend the following line items. Fund, Safety Service, line item 2196-760-750-0000, total $700,000, increase of $164,216. Next line, TIF, tax increment financing, line item 2902-760-750-0000, total $524,209, which is an increase of $189,209.
Those are both for the medic unit, just so you,
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. General Fund, line item 1000-110-316-0000, total $8,220, increase of $720.
that's for the Seven Gables Sidewalks Engineering.
Okay, thank you. And the last line item, or fund, Fire Fund, line item 2192-760-790-0000, total $76,317, increase of $6,317.
Now, those are for the preemption devices.
Great,
Second.
That was for the
Second.
preemption devices?
yes.
Got it.
So we got a motion, a second, discussion. Questions?
Yeah, while the fire department is here, would you speak to Stryker, please? Power cot. That's a transport share, is that right? What's the Stryker?
It's the cot that goes in, it's the
Okay.
power lift
Okay.
assist that goes into the back of the ambulance, so it is the cot itself.
Okay.
So they want to
And-
buy a backup one. In
Okay.
case one of them ever goes down, we have an additional one that we would keep, just in case.
Okay. Is Loveland doing the same thing?
I believe this is a split, yeah, and it's a
Yeah.
grant match with UWC, and then it's a, you get to share.
So both of us will be sharing this new one, or this backup?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Very good.
Same for the mobile air compressor trailer, I think we're sharing too.
And an update on that, that is ready to be picked up, so we ordered it about 8 months ago, and it's ready, so we're either gonna go this week or early next week to pick it up in Columbus. So the mobile air trailer.
Great.
Good. Anything else?
And these grants with BWC, is that a 50/50 or 70/30 or 30/70?
Yeah.
70,
75, 25.
okay, they pay 75 or we do?
They pay 75.
Ah, great, okay.
Yes.
Now what about the other one with FEMA?
90/10.
They're paying 90.
They pay 90.
You guys are doing a great job getting these grants, okay?
Makes a big difference.
Yep.
Anything else? Roll call, please.
Ms. Lees,
Aye.
Mr. Bryant,
Aye.
Mr. Beck.
Aye. Thank you. I move we go into executive session per ORC Section 121-22G1 to consider the compensation and employment of a public employee or official.
Okay. So with new business continued after that, that means we're coming back out of executive session and
Right.
taking action.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
thank
Who
you guys.
seconded? Who seconded?
Second.
Okay.
That's fine.
Roll call?
Mr. Bryant,
Aye.
Mr. Lees, or Ms. Lees, Mr. Beck.
Aye. Thank you. into new business where we left off. Oh, microphone, thank you. Got your microphone? That's
got
good.
my microphone on.
So we're back from executive session. We're rolling back into new business. First item under new business is I make motion to advertise for hiring personnel in the Parks Department.
Second.
Discussion. So we have a job description. We've talked about salary level, so we're going to go ahead and advertise.
Yep.
Good, good. Any other questions or discussion?
Nope.
Okay. Roll call on the motion, please.
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Ms. Lees,
Aye.
Mr. Bryant,
Aye.
Thank you. Next, I move approval of Resolution G 2023-42, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to hire Colton Comer to the position of Service Worker 1.
Second?
Discussion? Roll call?
Ms. Lees,
Aye.
Mr. Bryant,
Aye.
Mr. Beck.
Aye. And lastly, I move approval of Resolution 2023-43, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to hire James Goebel to the position of laborer as a part-time employee.
Second.
Roll call? I'm sorry, discussion? None. Okay, roll call?
Mr. Bryant,
Aye.
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Ms. Lees.
Aye.
Great. Welcome Colton and James to Symmes Township.
Well,
Hopefully, as long as
Yeah,
you sign the
hopefully.
paperwork.
Yeah.
That's the important part. And with that, I move to adjourn.
second.
Roll call.
Mr. Beck,
Aye.
Ms. Lees,
Aye.
Mr. Bryant.
Aye.
All right, have a happy March. Thank you.
Yes.